Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. Have a seat, lay your feet up, and take a beat. Getting your attention cause I wanna catch 'em all. Digging what you got like I'm playing volleyball. Got me all excited that we're about to start. Get your questions out cause it's time to question Mark. Welcome, everybody, to the Question Mark podcast, where we have more questions than answers. Today, I am your host, Mark Lee. And in the moderator seat, as always, we have May.
Hey, guys.
And today, our guest is Emmanuel, a.k.a. Manny. So if you're watching, you can see our socials, but unfortunately, Manny doesn't have socials at the moment. He got hacked.
Yeah.
So
I've had no Instagram for about a month already.
How does that feel?
I can live without it, but it's just like, I like swiping down, just like.
I see.
It's such a time consumer, you know.
Is.
And so if you guys do want to follow him, he may be making one later, but just so you know, if you do follow him, unfollow him.
Yeah, don't.
So
Scammers, homies.
his old social was I don't know man, right?
Yeah, I don't know Manny one. Yeah.
Okay. And it's double N's?
Double N's, yes.
Okay. So yeah, just make sure you guys unfollow that one.
Yeah.
If he makes a new one, we'll go ahead and shout it out on the podcast. So if you guys do have questions pertaining to us, if you have any questions for us, you'll go ahead and hear this from May.
Hey, listen.
Wrong one.
Question.
Yeah. And then if you guys have any comments, you'll hear this.
Hey, listen.
And then we'll go ahead and address those. On that note, we're going to go ahead and start with a little game. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start with our little our quick fire questioning.
Yeah.
All right. So there's no time limit to this. Just answer, top of the dome and as best as you can.
Sounds good.
So where would you ultimately like to end up location-wise?
Location-wise? Oh, well, I really love Anaheim. So anywhere around like the Garden Grove area would probably be a great idea for me.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. What is something nobody or very few people know about you?
That I play guitar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the electric guitar.
What animal would you like to be for a day?
Wolf, man.
Wolf?
Wolf, yeah. Really cool stuff, man. Just all those documentaries I watch sometimes. So, yeah.
Name one person, dead or alive, you'd like to have dinner with.
Ooh. Let's see. Man, who was it? I'd say like anyone. Like
anyone.
Any famous, anybody.
Famous, family, doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, actually, I'd like to have dinner with my niece.
Okay.
Yeah, she actually just passed away not so long ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry
but
to hear that.
she was super fun to be around and actually showed me a lot of music. Actually got me into a lot of music, actually. And also, like, in terms of, like, the stuff that I would wear, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just go everywhere thrift shopping and stuff like that. Yeah, so I can say a lot of my influence comes from her.
How old was she when she passed?
Oh, well, she was, I'm not sure, but she was, like, 20.
Okay.
Yeah, her 20s. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I always choose somebody, close to me as well, when put with this question, like, why would I want to talk to somebody famous when I could just talk to somebody I want to catch up with?
Exactly. And that's something that I wish I had with her too, because like I really I stopped seeing her after a while because she got sick and she was mostly in the hospital 80% of the time. So before that, it was like we were going out a lot. Family was really close, and then after a lot of stuff started happening like that, it was really hard to see her. And whenever I did get to see her, she was wearing, something
Stuff to help
her.
Yeah,
exactly. And it was not, you can tell that a lot of the emotion that was there before, the spark,
Yeah.
it wasn't there no more. It started just fading away little by little. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, we'll go to. That's a good choice. It's a really good choice. So we'll go to the next one. Would you rather have been born earlier in life or later?
Oof. Earlier for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the things that I like to do and stuff like that, and the
Very old
environment
school.
is very old school. Yeah,
Okay.
I see people like when they graduate. I see all these YouTube videos. Like I would sometimes get those videos on my recommendation on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where it would be like, oh, graduation from 2006. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's just like they look so fun. Yeah, it looks so fun. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that looks like I wish I could be there too. You know what I mean?
I get that. Okay. Volleyball jersey number and why?
Oh, okay. Well, it was 6 originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 6 was like my, I guess you can say, lucky number and stuff like that. And like I would always get it in terms of like E number when I was in high school. 6 was the number I got when I started playing soccer. They gave me all these. I don't know how it happened, but every sport that I played, they always gave me 6 for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I just recently just turned it into 34 because then that's the new number that I started getting more often. You know what I mean? But 6 was the goal because I was trying to get like a 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 on my athletes roll and stuff.
Yeah.
Like bench press and stuff like that. It was super funny.
So
Yeah.
why now 34?
Oh well, 34 is like a number that started coming up. I don't believe in this like luck and numbers and stuff like that, but I don't know. Like every single time I would do something, like my license plate numbers and stuff like that would always have a 34. My phone number would have a 34 too.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like
It
was like the 6 following me. Now it's the 34 following me.
That's funny because people say like you should, those. There's a lot of conspiracy theories where it's just like always look out the numbers that you see the most.
Yeah, no, that's how it is. Yeah, and it's just like it just came really common, and then yeah, man, that was literally the reason why.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, so what did you want to be when you were a kid?
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to be a police officer originally, right? Because my uncle was a police officer. And then when I got into middle school, I wanted to be in the military.
Oh,
yeah.
What branch?
Marines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was. I used to swim a lot before, so anything related to aquatics,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta be there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, so you could have one superpower. What would it be?
Ooh. Speed.
Oh,
Super
okay.
speed.
All right.
Yeah.
What would your death row last meal be?
Oh, I actually thought about this. I was just watching a video about that. Let's see. Ooh. A tamal with a champurrado. Yeah,
okay.
bro. Like, that's just like, there's something about that food.
What kind of tamal?
The pork one.
Pork. Okay.
Yeah. There's something about tamales, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just waking up some mornings and stuff like that, especially around the December time. Oh my gosh, it would just hit different with the champurrado. Yeah.
Okay, so you just said so if it's multiple, it's tamales.
Yeah.
Now if it's one, it's tamal.
Tamal. Yeah.
I always thought it was tamale.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Okay.
Tamales is like meaning
Plural.
like yeah.
Okay. All right, I learned something new. All right. So the last one would be your top 3 fears.
Ooh. Okay. Huge one. Needles.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like, I don't know what it was, but ever since, the whole growing up, going to the hospital a lot because I actually had shingles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had shingles growing up. Well, I had chicken pox, and then shingles comes up from chicken pox, and it basically I would have to go to the hospital a lot because they were trying to like keep it low before it got worse.
Yeah,
it ended up getting worse, unfortunately, but it didn't. It was nothing detrimental. But every single time I saw that needle, I almost passed out. I was about to.
So you still have that kind of fear?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, if I go to the hospital now and it's like something I need to do, like I'll just suck it up and I'll do it anyway.
It's funny because I'm afraid of needles too.
Yeah.
When they have to draw blood. I have to actually watch them puncture me.
Oh yes, dude. I can't not look at that.
Yeah, I can't not look. Yeah, it's so weird. They're like, oh, okay, if you're scared, don't look. I was like, yeah, but then I'll be surprised when it. At least if I see it, I could, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, no, it's the same for me, man. I can't stop looking at it when they're doing it. I'm looking at the whole process. I'm like,
and it's kind of like me at the dentist when they're just like, relax. They're like, just relax, and then. For some reason, I don't notice. I'm like tensing.
Oh, dude, no. And it's that like feeling that when you just been sitting like going in circles for a long time, you start feeling really lightheaded. And,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't like anything about that. Like I can, like my willpower will keep me up, but like deep down, if the moment that I just let go a little bit, I'll probably pass out.
All right. The next two fears.
Mm-hmm. The other fear would be heights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't really scared of heights before, but like I just saw it like not too long, maybe like around like 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know about 9/11
Yeah.
until around that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when I saw
you were still pretty young when that
yeah,
happened.
exactly.
So.
When I saw the videos and stuff like that were sparking up, like my friends were showing me because they had all these dark web videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they had like shots of the 9/11
And people
incident.
jumping and whatnot.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, well, it's like, oh, like that looks scary. You know what I mean? And then I went to Six Flags for the first time. I thought I was gonna be all this big macho man about to go into the roller coasters, and then as soon as I stepped on the smallest little ride, I was like, oh no, yeah, I feel tense already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then heights for sure.
Okay.
And then third one would probably be, oh man, ooh, that would be losing touch with my family.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, because I was always super close with them, and when I moved out, I thought I was gonna do that.
Yeah.
And it was super weird for me because it's like when you don't have anybody, you have them.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You
when
could
I
always
didn't
fall
have
back
any-
on them.
And when I didn't have anybody, I didn't have contact with them because they were out of state.
Yeah.
They were out of state for 2 years, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was like I felt alone. And I can say that kind of corresponds with like the loneliness. Of being alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's such a huge thing when you have a support group that you can go to right away, which
Right,
is usually
exactly.
family, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you try and build something with your friends like that, but it could never beat like family that's meant to be
No,
there for you.
exactly,
Because
'cause-
friends come and go.
Exactly.
So
And they all have responsibilities,
exactly.
obviously.
So it's just tough when like you got to go things alone.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that in like some movies today,
Oh,
where it's just
yeah.
like, like people end up passing away and they have nobody there for them,
Oh yeah, dude.
and it's sad.
They're
you know?
getting really into depth with movies nowadays. Like there was this one where I forgot what it was called. It was a movie about this girl.
Mhm.
She was starting to get bullied a lot, and you kind of see what the perspective is of as a vulnerable person,
Mhm.
and it's like the whole movie ends bad. There's no happy ending to this movie. The whole purpose of it is to see how much it sucks to live in depression.
That there's
So,
not
like,
always a good
exactly.
ending. Yeah,
And
that sucks.
it like you like some part of the movie you're like, oh okay, like she's doing something,
Yeah.
and then flop right at
Yeah.
like, oh no, you thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like movies are can be sometimes fairy tales where it's just like, I will give you a good ending or I will end this at a good note.
no, and that's exactly
But that's
how it
not
is.
life, Life can be as shitty as
As it is.
So, that was my last question, but let's kind of go into some of this.
Okay.
You were saying you ultimately want to end up in the Anaheim Garden
Yeah,
Grove
yeah,
area.
correct.
Were you born in that area?
Oh yeah, no, I was
Okay.
from Anaheim. Yeah, I was born in the Orange County area. So,
Okay.
And yeah, it was super. Every single time I go around there, I'm just like, oh, it feels like home here. Yeah.
So how did you end up making your way to this
To Moville.
to Moville area?
Yeah, we're Fontana now, but
Yeah.
well, originally my family, we lived in Arizona for a while. So after we got out of, literally immediately after I was born,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, we got to take care of this kid because I am the older kid. So
Oh, okay.
so everything was based off of
You.
me.
Yeah.
So we went to Arizona for a little bit, then we went to Fresno,
Okay.
right? And then my dad started getting a lot of sponsorships because he was my dad's an athlete as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like a track, like a running athlete.
okay.
Yeah, and he started getting a lot of like a lot of like notices from like people from California and stuff like that, and like a lot of groups. So we ended up moving out here to California because also he got a job opportunity from that. So like through connections, through running, he managed to get a job at Walgreens.
Oh.
Right,
nice,
as a leader,
Yeah.
already, right, like as a shift lead, and they started him off like really high because at that time, before inflation and stuff like that, getting paid like $25 an hour.
that was bank.
That's bank. You know what I mean? So he was like, yeah, we got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we moved to Moval,
Okay.
and then Moval was kind of far from Walgreens,
Yeah.
like a little bit. And since my dad had the money at the time, he was like, okay, well, let's just move somewhere closer.
Yeah.
So we ended up moving to Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we lived in by Lake Paris,
Mhm.
the Lake Paris area a little bit. We
that's
lived
a
there
nice
for,
area.
Yeah, we lived there for like around 5-6 years.
Okay.
5-6 years, and then well, after that, my dad was super close. Like I'd say like 2 years until he was doing this thing called rent to own.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically like you pay rent,
Yeah.
and then you're literally paying your house out
Yeah.
as it goes. He was about to buy the house, and literally as soon as he like last 2 years of payments, the guy literally was like, "No, get out."
Oh my god.
He divorced with his wife, and I guess he was like, "Oh yeah,
I need
like,
a place.
I need a place now."
Dang.
Yeah, and it was like super short notice. We could have sued because
Yeah.
they give us like 3 days to move.
Yeah. They're
From a
supposed to
two-story
give
house.
you what, a week, right?
Yeah, no, so they're supposed to give a week or two.
Yeah.
But at that time, we had the strength and all that stuff
Yeah.
to do it. We were kind of mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
But we had no choice, and since we had no like options where to go, we literally just went back to Moval,
Uh-huh.
and we went to this place, and I can kind of say it was kind of like in the ghetto a little
Yeah.
bit, because it was like we needed something quick.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
My mom,
I mean, you can't really find something just that short notice, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And my mom was pregnant at the time.
With your
My
brother. Or
yeah.
with your brother.
So it was like, we got to do something. You know what I mean? We can't just have this kid like in, somewhere out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just went there, and we actually were really happy there. We spent like 3 to 4 years of our life right there.
Oh, okay.
And, from there on, we just realized Moval and Paris was our areas. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, and that's how we kind of migrated over to here.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
And then now you're in Fontana.
Fontana,
So how did
right.
that happen?
So it's similar situation here to what happened in the first guy, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you're gonna do rent to own, make sure it's someone that is
You
stable.
can trust, yeah.
Exactly. Because I can't say we learned from our mistake, but we made the mistake again because we didn't know how this person was.
Yeah,
We don't
I
know
see.
anything about this person. Same thing. So we were literally like fixing our window. We were renovating the house around the time
man.
this was happening.
So you're dumping money into
Yeah,
it.
exactly. We were renovating the house. We literally cleaned it out. We made it look like a cribs worthy house. You know what I mean? Yeah. And since my grandparents stuff like that, they're on to construction and all that stuff.
Mhm.
It was good to they had free time. They were like, oh, you know what you should do with this store, and then they start the
Yeah,
house started
yeah.
transforming little by little. I had broken a window, kicking a soccer ball at it. I actually broke like 3 of them, but the third time, my dad's like, "You got to do it now. You got to learn." And I was fixing it, and then I just see my dad like walk out in frustration
Yeah.
on the phone, and he goes around the corner where we had this like really big tree that you can see it from like the ML. It was a huge tree.
Yeah.
And basically, I was like worried because he looked like really, really, really pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I was like, "I don't know." I left what I was doing, and then he ended up telling us that like, "Hey, the guy wants to get out." And literally the same thing. I don't know what.
Like
I
3
don't know.
days?
Yeah, they give us a
Man.
few days, and keep in mind, I was in school around
Yeah.
this time.
About what year?
I was in like high school.
Okay.
Like freshman year.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
okay.
So I was in school. I had sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had I was committing to all the things that I needed to do. My brother was little, still in school too.
Mhm.
It was raining outside
Mhm.
throughout this time. So it was rainy season
Yeah.
throughout this whole time. So it was raining outside. It was only my mom because my dad had to work. We had to pay those bills off.
Yeah.
Because we actually didn't have that much money at some point because my mom actually didn't have papers before.
Oh. Okay.
So she got deported for a while.
Okay.
And we had to pay for a house out there for her to live in.
Yeah.
That really, really, really got us in debt.
Yeah.
So it was really hard for us to pick up on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our morale just went down when my mom left because my dad really you can see his own macho man and stuff like that. But without
Yeah.
my mom, he was like
Because it's like,
super vulnerable.
your love leaves. You know? It's
Exactly.
like you need that support system. Like it's tough to do that when that support system is not right next to you.
Exactly,
So-
exactly. So like with that in mind, my dad had no excuses to miss work.
Yeah.
He needed to pay those
Yeah,
bills
exactly.
off. I was working as well. I had sports, school, and stuff like that. So it was just my mom,
Mm-hmm.
literally at the house. She basically had the 3 days to move everything.
Wow.
It was raining outside. We had some really heavy items in there because we're a pretty tall family.
Yeah.
I can say so myself. My brother's taller than me. He's
Really?
younger than me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my sister's coming up there. She's gonna be a tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, man, and we would come back from school. I'd come back from school super late. My brother was in the after school program because my mom didn't know how to drive. So who was gonna go pick him up? You know what I mean? Around this time, it was around the school shooting time too.
Oh, wow.
So parents were super strict. Like the district was super strict. Oh, you have to see a parent here.
Yeah.
Someone that's on the guardians list. If not, you can't take your kid. Put them in the after school program.
So if you put them in the after school program, after that ends, they don't have to check anymore?
Oh no. So as soon as the after school program happens, it's not school's program problem. It's the after school program's program.
But it's at the school still, right?
It's still at the school premises, right? But the after school program rules are very different from the school ones. So you can stay there. For example, like if my dad can't show up to work, to pick him up after like 6, they just keep him there. Literally, some staff members would stay there until like 10. No kidding. Like,
just until someone picks them up.
No, yeah, and that's kind of the reason why they're so like well thought of at schools, because it's like there's no excuse for your kid to get like in trouble with things outside of the world, because they got us. You know what I mean? But yeah, so my mom literally was moving everything by herself. We had to rent a U-Haul and stuff like that, and I'd be tired from work and school and stuff like that. We'd have to help her out. And I would have not want to go to school the next day, but I had a perfect attendance streak that I did not want to end. So she understood that, and that's why I was like, I love my mom for that. You know what I mean? And then my dad would be frustrated, like work, bills, us, we're pain in the butt, bro, like huge pain in the butt, damn. Because we're always wild. We have so much energy. And yeah, man, it's just like we ended up moving to Fontana like super last minute. One of his friends allowed us to live at one of his like garage areas. It was a pretty big garage, so we were like, okay, we have a big family, but we'll make it work. It's not like I'm home.
Yeah, and it was last minute.
Yeah, it's super last minute. It's not like I'm home all the time or anything like that either. I'm always playing volleyball, working, or doing some sort of cardio outside. You know what I mean? I'm really not that much at home.
You just needed a place to sleep.
Exactly. My dad also always working and stuff like that. My mom was always she's a stay-at-home mom. The only people that were really in the house were my little sister and my mom and my little baby brother, and that's it. So we were really happy there. We just went to sleep. I don't mind sleeping on the floor. I actually grew to like that. Like there was a lot of benefits for me. Like my back problems went away completely.
Really?
You literally sleep flat on the and it was good for you apparently. And yeah,
the Japanese do that a lot.
Yeah, no, it works. I recommend it. If you have a comfy bed, lay on the ground a little bit. I guarantee you're gonna feel a back pain go away real quick. Yeah. So and then from there, they ended up finding a 1-story house. Near there, and they started living there, and then that's when I decided to move, because a lot of people ask me like, why did you move? Like if you have such a good relationship with my family. Well, honestly, I wanted to see how I can do by myself. Okay. Because around that time, I started coaching. So I started making a lot of money off of that, because we were talking like around like
coaching volleyball. Right? Okay.
Yeah. So I was making like around like $1,000 extra a week from that. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, if I keep doing this, and I keep working, like, why not? You know what I mean? So, I was like, okay, I have the stability now. I'm gonna go live somewhere. I'm gonna go somewhere cheap. Probably. I only pay $800. So that gives you an idea of like where, kind of like.
You say 800?
Yeah, 800. Okay. That's it. Yeah, and it's a 1-story house. It's like 1 story. It's not super big or anything like that.
But it's your own,
But right, it's my own. I have a nice bed and stuff like that.
You don't have to say anything about when you're coming or going.
No, exactly. And I obviously like. My mom would get really mad at me for never being home too. Yeah, and like I still help them out financially and stuff like that. And that was kind of like the whole purpose of like continuing to work, a lot of the 2 jobs that I was working.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's mostly just like I wanted to be by myself, not have to worry about
Makes
blasting
sense.
my music and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
And it's
Getting
been
in
working out.
anybody's space. and
Exactly,
whatnot.
exactly. And they're always my mom always invited her friends over
To your
my
house?
God. Yeah, no, not to my house.
Oh, okay.
their
to
house.
that. Okay. I was like,
And I'd be
yeah,
tired.
let's just meet over at Manny's.
Yeah. We'd just be chilling there. They'd just be chilling there, and I'd want to go to sleep.
Yeah, I see.
And no, they would not. And
Okay. Well, that's a journey.
No, it was a journey, dude. It was like 4 houses in between that.
That's
span
crazy,
time.
man. Well, let's go into about that was actually part of the icebreaker, but let's go into more of we've kind of melded the interview together. So let's start with how old you are.
Oh, I'm 20. I'm
Okay.
20 years old. Yeah, I'm about to turn 21 in September 19th. So big boy years, you know what I mean? 21.
Are you actually 20?
Yeah, I'm 20.
You're so late.
I did not know that.
No, yeah, I'm 20.
He literally said that. That's why I keep saying he's literally the same age as Shy.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, you're so mature for your age.
Thank you.
So I always felt like you're one of the guys that had your head on right.
Oh,
and,
right.
And
Thank
it's
you,
like
thank
you learned you kind of know your priorities.
Right.
So I always felt okay, he's older. You
No,
seem
yeah.
like you give you exude a more
Thank
mature
you.
attitude.
Thank you.
So
Thank
that's crazy. So you're turning 21 in September.
September 19th. Yeah.
September or December?
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man.
Yeah.
He's still shocked. Hold
I
on.
am.
Let him process.
I'm taken aback by that. So that's awesome to know. So you were talking more about your work, right?
Yeah.
So right now you do you still coach?
Oh no, yeah. Well, I recently just stopped coaching because the job that I'm working in is literally paying me a lot more. So
okay.
So like I'm comfortable with what I'm making right now. Like super comfortable because honestly, like it's 20. I get paid $25 an hour right now, right? And then that's not including tips and stuff like that. At the end of the day, we rack in another like $400-$500 off of tips because we get a lot of customers coming in a lot. So that basically filled in the void for coaching.
Of having
so
to
I had
coach,
no necessity for having a second opportunity.
Okay. So
there.
everything is basically you just do everything in one place.
Exactly.
see.
So I can dedicate my time and my energy into that, and then volleyball, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was super fun. Thankfully, that opportunity, when I got that job, it was traveling a lot with them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I got a.
You want to shout out where you work at right now?
Oh well, Smoke and Fire, guys, pull up. It's a really good barbecue spot.
It is.
Really good.
And
spot.
it's getting better. It's still new, fairly new. The place that I'm working in right now is just open about a year ago.
And
but
this isn't
they're branching out.
What's the cross streets?
Oh well, I was originally in Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but they gave me another opportunity to go to another one in Pomona that was more new, like more newer.
Is that closer to you?
Oh well, same distance, honestly.
Okay.
But that's why I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind. But if you guys go to Riverside, I'd say it's on.
It's on Central.
It's on Central, and just.
I think Chicago.
Chicago, yeah,
Okay, so
Chicago
Central
and
Chicago.
Central and Chicago, yeah, for sure.
And it's called Smoke and Fire.
Smoke and Fire, yeah,
Alright.
super good barbecue place.
Yeah.
if you're into that kind of food.
I forgot what I had, but I had the mac and cheese and did I get the nachos? No, I got a pretzel.
You got a pretzel, yeah.
Oh, and the mac and cheese actually came with barbecue.
yeah, right.
That one that was bomb.
That's good.
So
that's
it's a really good spot. Brisket, right?
yeah, brisket. That's what their basic specialty is on brisket and what is it? Ribs
okay.
too. Yeah.
All right. So now let's rewind time.
Right.
What was your very first job?
So my first official job, like in terms of like non-legality, that's even a word. Sorry if that's not a word. I was actually a mechanic.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Throughout this whole journey that I was going over, I was a mechanic with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He was really well-known mechanic in Anaheim, so
Okay.
we'd be out there a lot. And I actually learned. I have like 5 years worth of experience in my.
Wow.
Yeah, I can fix anything. Put me anything.
So, what mechanic just in any automobile?
Oh, any automobile.
Okay.
Yeah. My uncle was very technical, so he already knew that cars are gonna have more technology inside of them.
Yeah.
Because he worked for a Honda dealer and he also worked for Subaru.
Okay.
So and then he opened his own shop, and then he ended up selling that shop to someone else. But he still kind of like goes to that shop a lot. But he showed me how to use like the equipment necessary to work on newer cars and stuff like that, and older cars as well. The older cars to me is like super easy for me. He would sometimes clown on me because he let me go to my own clients through his own clients. He'd be like, "Why are you just going to go do brakes?" I'm like, "Bro, they're paying me $80 to do their brakes, man. I don't care." And he'd say they're called like coyotes in Spanish, coyotes, where basically you just get the easy jobs, and then that's it. That's all you do. You don't do nothing complex or anything like that. And for a minute,
still making bank.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that like the mechanics, they're always like, "Oh yeah, I did this car and stuff like that."
Yeah,
and it's like I don't care. Yeah. So with that, it's like people didn't trust me. Yeah. Because I was super young.
How old are you when you started that?
15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 15 years old, and I was already getting my first clients in around like 16 years old. So after 1 year, I was like, okay, I'm confident enough to start working on other things because I like building Legos and stuff like that. And like a lot of it is, I'd say like Legos is harder to work on than the cars, because honestly, it's super easy. It's the matter of having the right amount of strength and the tools. Yeah. And when you have the tools for everything, it helps out so much.
Okay. Yeah. Now, being a mechanic was your first job and Smoke and Fire was your current job. What about in between?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I worked at Target when I was a freshman. That was my very first job and stuff like that. I ended up becoming a manager there.
Oh, okay. How did you like that?
Yeah, it was super fun. Honestly, like I really like Target and stuff like that. But then my heart's in the cooking industry. Okay. So I was like, okay, retail's cool. Yeah. Yeah, like I didn't get any there was bad customers and stuff like that, but knowing what you were gonna get into, it makes your job a lot easier. You know what I mean? If you know you're going to have to deal with customers and give customer service, and you don't want to do that, don't go there. Don't waste your time. You know what I mean? It's better if you go work at a warehouse where you can be independent and
Solitude.
stuff like that. Exactly. Yeah. And make the same, like almost literally the same, probably more.
And not stress yourself out.
But yeah, so Target, I was a manager there. I started off obviously as the entry-level position and stuff like that, and then they offered me the position to be a manager because like obviously I can talk to customers very well, and I was super quick like at doing my job and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, you know what, you want to get promoted? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then one of my friends offered me a position to work at Farmer Boys. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I ended up going to Farmer Boys right after that, like immediately right after that. I liked my job and all, but I was like, okay, Farmer Boys is closer to me. It's going to get me into cooking, into like the more professional scene, because I learned how to cook a long time ago through my mom. But, when I told myself that I wanted to do something food related, I saw myself as like, okay, I need to see how a store is ran in order to see, what I'm going to do when I do it. You know what I mean? Okay. So I went to work at Farmer Boys, and they're super, super professional with a lot of things that they do. Yeah. Like you'd think like, oh, this is a little fast food restaurant. No, they actually.
I don't see them as a legit fast food. I see them more as a restaurant.
No, well, they say their line is fast food is not. What is it? I don't know. Fast food is not fresh food, something like that. But they don't see themselves as a fast food area either.
Just because they have a drive-through, I still don't see them as a fast food. Just because their stuff is always fresh. Yeah, and it's more of like a sit-down place. Like it's not a restaurant in the sense where you have a menu that and you have a waitress and a waiter. Right. But it's one of those restaurants where you order and then you dine in.
No, yeah, the thing is that usually fast food restaurants, you can semi-modify the food that you have. Yeah. through Farmer Boys, you can literally modify anything. So if you wanted your eggs to be like well done, over easy, we do that. If you want it super specific, we have to go super specific with a lot of that.
Yeah, okay. I guess that does differentiate between what a restaurant and then a fast food. Because, like you say, you want an egg McMuffin with scrambled eggs. They're not going to do that.
Yeah. unless you want to make them mad and throw them
exactly
at you. Yeah.
You want scrambled eggs? I'll show you scrambled eggs.
Cool thing about that job is they taught me a lot because they are I don't care if Farmer Boys is watching this and they get me sued for this. Everything is really fresh, like actually really fresh. We get deliveries like almost every other day. The only thing that they changed that was like super fresh before was the fish. But they did it for the sake of they have fish.
In what sense? Like is it like a fish sandwich?
We have fish sandwiches. Well, not we anymore, but they have fish sandwiches and like fish sticks and stuff.
Oh, fish sticks. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. And they had to change that because for the sake of regulation, because fish gets old really fast.
Yeah.
And we have like a lot of like health people that have to come to our building all the time and stuff like that, and they were trying to find all these ways to keep it as fresh as possible. They just couldn't, so they just switched over. They're like, you know what, we're gonna lie a little bit and just they start going frozen.
So don't order the fish.
Yes. But everything else
fresh.
Cool.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's cool. So went from Farmer Boys
to this so another friend recommended me into another job.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like around this time I was gonna play for the Matadors for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I needed something that was gonna like adjust with my schedule and stuff like that, right? So I went to this warehouse job called Coupang. One of my friends brought me into it. It's like really not well known that much, but the amount that they paid you for what you did was
what was
ridiculous. It was like okay, so this is cool because a lot of people don't know what this is. Coupang is basically like the Amazon equivalent to like China, Asia, and stuff like that. So you know how we get a lot of products from like foreign places and stuff like that? We did the opposite. So we'd give out American products, all American products.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so basically like we'd be shipping over like a lot of things like cereals like Captain Crunches and stuff like that, and like
and this is based out of where?
Based out of Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think this is I'm not sure if this is the only the only warehouse, but from what I've seen, there's only this warehouse.
How do you spell Coupang?
Coupang, Coupang.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there was any other warehouses, but as of what I saw, there was literally no other Coupang other than the one in Riverside.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, and it was super cool. We did get some weird items, obviously, that we'd have to ship out and stuff like that, but super easy job. I ended up they have like vest colors that basically determine what you
job
are.
You do.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, like if you wore no vest, you were just a worker.
I see.
Worker.
I see.
But I hauled my butt for that job. Because I saw myself growing with them. I ended up becoming a manager there too. And they wanted me to stay longer and stuff like that, but I got injured, and I
playing with the Matadors or working there
before.
Oh, I see.
Keep your foot behind the net, please, guys. Whoever's playing volleyball, because literally, you don't know how many people I've seen get injured, including myself, and it ruined a lot. Like I stopped playing.
Facts.
I always say, if it's my fault, let it be my fault only, and let me be injured.
Right. Exactly.
But if someone causes me to be injured, or I cause somebody else to be injured, that's the worst feeling ever.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. Like when you're playing volleyball, you want to play with no fear.
Yeah,
you want to be
exactly,
you don't want to be
because
ruthless.
a net should be separating you. There's no physicality to physicality where it's just like basketball. You have to put your strength up against another person's strength because if they're defending you, their body's clashing up against you. There's nothing like that in volleyball. It's such a separated sport
exactly,
that if you're getting injured, it's probably against your own teammate.
Exactly. And playing with like for fun a lot of the times, like and this happened on a Sunday. So, like, usually Sundays are usually, like, super lower comp. That's why I don't like inviting him, like...
Was this in Moville?
Yeah. Yeah, scratch his head.
Oh, man. Because that's mainly for...
the news,
the newer, yeah.
But since I, playing volleyball, going there all the time, it's the like repetitive thing. Even though I was getting good and stuff like that, it was like still something that I wanted to keep doing because a lot of opportunity came from that. But we'll probably talk about that later. But so I was on the net and I jumped really high and then I came down and then the kid had literally like his knees were on the other side of the net.
Oh no!
And I was literally like on the floor for like an hour. I didn't want to call the ambulance because I did not have insurance at this time. So I was not even,
did you roll your ankle?
Oh no, dude! It was a knee.
Oh my gosh!
Patella went out of place. So once that happens, it's like surgery. You need surgery and stuff like that. Thankfully, I went through the whole healing process correctly.
Okay, so it healed properly. Exactly.
Now I'm in full shape again. But
that's good.
But it just
so that was basically a dice roll.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, actually going into volleyball. Let's go into because you did coach for a little bit,
right?
Sorry. From Kupang, you went to Hot and Fire,
and then from Kupang, I went back to Farmer Boys,
then to Hot and Fire.
Hot and Fire. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, and that's why I thought after Farmer Boys, I was like, okay, I knew before Hot and Fire, yeah, Farmer Boys. So I was like, oh, there was a little thing in between.
Yeah.
And that was all in a matter of 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So let us transition over to your coaching because that was also part of what you were doing for a living.
Right.
How did you get into coaching volleyball?
So one of my when I was playing volleyball in high school, I had made it clear to like all my coaches and stuff like that, whatever sport I was playing, I was not going to go to college.
Yeah.
It's not for the sake of like, oh yeah, like hate school, don't want to deal with it. No, it was more of the fact that I just needed to help my family out a lot at this time because this was the time when we were moving a lot.
Yeah.
Because of my mom's whole situation. So I want to say I have no choice, but it's up to me. Yeah. Obviously, I can't put this on my family and say it was their fault that I had to, back off. It was on me strictly.
You wanted to do those responsibilities.
Right, exactly. And obviously, with that in mind, I didn't go to college. So, a lot of coaches from different schools like Irvine and then Irvine was one of the hugest ones.
Yeah.
And then Santa Ana.
Okay.
And then a lot of these schools wanted me to go play with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I told them, like, I was not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how much you offer me or anything like that. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I have to stay. I have
it's
to
not
my family out.
It's not possible.
Exactly. And literally, like, when you're in high school, you had to put, like, this check mark literally will affect your whole life. Like, if you put a check mark that, yes, I want colleges to send me offers and stuff like that, they will send you offers. If you don't put it, you don't get it. And you can be the best. You can be the valedictorian. You won't get no offers.
Yeah.
Man. They literally just don't touch you from there.
Yeah. They're just like, okay, they don't want
right.
to. So why bother?
Exactly. So from there, it was like man, now I'm not gonna be able to like fulfill that dream that I wanted to play in college and then go play professional and stuff like that. So one of the coaches actually reached out to me and was like, okay, so you don't want to play because you have priorities. I understand that. How would you like to coach for one of the clubs that we're running? I was like, okay, I'm interested.
And what club was
and
this?
It was Imua. So they're the fifth ranked club team in United States.
How do you spell their
Imua? IMUA.
Oh, okay.
It's a Hawaiian team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
where's this one based out of?
This one's based in Rancho Cucamonga area.
Oh,
I'd say. Yeah, it's there. Imua means, for those people that are wondering what Imua means, because they always ask me, it means go for it in Hawaiian. Yeah. Because the coaches that actually that are there are actually the wife that runs the pretty much the club she's from Hawaii, and the dad's from like Mexico and all that stuff too. But the mom was the one that kind of brought up to the idea of like making a club and stuff like that. And then so basically from there, I went to go check it out, a few practices and stuff like that. And keep in mind, like, I never played like club or anything like that. I never played at a collegiate level or anything like that. So all the knowledge that I developed was from myself, because a lot of the coaches that I got, they helped a little bit, but it wasn't enough to the point where it's like, oh, it's breathtaking information that you should know about. Because I'm still learning. I can still say I'm still learning to this day. Because obviously, you want to get better at your craft.
Now,
I know yours.
But How many years of high school did you play?
I played all 4 years.
Okay,
Yes.
and how many years in varsity did you put in?
4 years.
Oh, you started
Yeah.
in varsity.
Yeah, so I started at JV team. This is kind of, I don't know. Leo, you suck, man. Come on now. Yeah, you know Leo,
Hey,
right?
that's my best friend.
I love
so
him, but I
did
hate
he
him.
coach you guys?
Yeah, so he helped coach us for 3 years. But,
Okay.
First was Coach Don. Yeah, it was she was like this really short girl that you would not. She's super small, like super small, like extremely small. You would think that like, oh, why should we listen to her?
Yeah.
She's a beast, man. She's a beast. Just like Leo's a beast too. Like he's like, you think he's not, but
Yeah,
his
yeah.
height and stuff like that. But man, he gets up there.
Yeah.
And so did she, and she was super mean. And her and Leo's help when they were together, they helped teach me a lot.
Yeah.
And me and my friend William, we started off at JV.
Mhm.
I was a freshman, obviously. He was a junior. We were both these really tall guys in
Yeah.
in the JV team, right?
So
We
at,
were scoring.
freshman year, how tall were you?
I was like 5'10",
Okay. And how
Yes.
tall are you now?
6'1".
Okay.
Yeah. There
All
was
right. So you were,
little
yeah.
bit of
So you were about your max height when you were a freshman
right,
already.
exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, so we started JV, and we were the only ones. We were scoring for our JV. We were literally like scooping those like
Yeah.
JV teams. We were obviously not the best, but as long as you can jump and hit
Yeah.
the ball at JV level, you're on top of the world.
world.
So literally like the next day after our first preseason game, like we had like this whole little get together, and they were like, okay, Manny and William, you're coming with us now.
So
And it was
they
super
moved you
inti-
to varsity.
Yeah, super intimidating because I don't care who you were at this time period of volleyball, it was all like 6'2", 6'7".
Yeah.
Like, athletes were studs at
Yeah.
that time. Now if you go to high school now, there's a bunch of short people.
Yeah, because of anime.
Yeah, right. Basically. But I mean, it's cool. Bring more people into our sport, make it more popular.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the thing. More power to the shorter players, just like
they're
myself.
strong players a lot of the time.
Especially if they end up learning the whole game.
Exactly.
Because if you just watch an anime and want to do with the anime, then you're not going to get better. But
Yeah.
the Japan's team is the definition of
Literally, it's talent. They're amazing.
not only
team.
talent is hard work.
Oh,
you
no,
know,
yeah.
learning more about the game and just knowing where you're supposed to be and just passing. Passing is, hitting was not actually a part of the game in the beginning.
No, it wasn't.
It was all about passing.
Yep.
So, going down to the roots of just defining your team on great passing, you're going to, oh man, you see how they play and you just you're inspired because they're not the tallest people.
Oh, no.
They have a couple tall players, yeah, because of a genetic,
Right.
mix up. These guys ended up growing
Yeah.
so tall. But if you see the average height of their team, it's probably lower than a lot of, other countries.
Oh, no. And you want to know something crazy? Who do you think was the creator of the first quick attack?
It was Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did it because they had no choice but to do
But
that.
to
because
do
they had
faster
a
because-
bunch of tall players
Exactly.
playing against them. And they did this specifically to play against Russia because Russia was one of their biggest opponents at that time.
The
And,
rivals.
And it was crazy because you can see like the thinking process of what a good athlete can do,
Mhm.
what they're capable of doing. And that's what shows like how much work they can put into the sport. And it was crazy because like when I found out about that, I was like, whoa, like this is why it's so popular over
Mhm.
there. And this is why like you
Well,
can't avoid it.
Volleyball it has been popular in other countries other than the U.S.
Exactly. No, and that's crazy.
It's been
That's
way
really
popular.
crazy.
That's it's insane to think about because it's such a in the States for a lot of the years they were like, oh, it's just a female sport, but no,
No.
men playing in volleyball has dated back to the way back when
Yeah.
but it's so crazy how perception is changed because of what was popularized before, because women's volleyball was popularized because
Exactly.
of what they wear.
Right.
So that's why people are like, but now because of an anime, it's back to
right. And
but it's nice that people are catching up to seeing how we see volleyball.
Yeah, no, that's
Because there's so many years that, men's volleyball has been a thing just in people that have been playing,
right.
So because we already see how it was, we're just like,
Everything was-
yeah. So we see the evolution of it
exactly.
and how great it's become. But now people are catching up to like, oh, it is great,
Exactly,
So it's nice to see that. So how long did you coach for Imua?
I coached for them for 2 to 3 years. I'd say 2 to 3 years because throughout this time I was already falling off the coaching line because I was already starting to work and feel comfortable with what I was doing. So I was like, there's no need for a second income.
And what age range did you coach?
I coached the 16s team, the 16s
Boys,
and
girls?
18s boys team.
Boys, okay.
And then occasionally I'd help out with the girls and stuff like
Okay.
that. But it's crazy to believe, but these 16-year-olds taught me a lot about the sport.
Oh yeah,
A lot about the sport because they had years of experience.
mm-hmm.
It was super crazy, but it was super
Because
fun.
some of them come from playing club for so many years.
Right, and a lot of these kids were taller than me too.
Yeah.
I was like honestly like surprised that they were 16 years old when I first started with them. And like shout out to Coach Marc out there. I don't know, Marc, something about the name Marc has just revolved around my life. He's like my biggest mentor in terms of like living life and also like coaching and volleyball and stuff like
He's
that.
a coach for Emo as well.
Yeah, he's one of the he's the main coach. For
Oh,
16.
okay.
I was assistant coach,
Okay.
but racking in money from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, he taught me mostly everything that I had to learn about volleyball. He was super straightforward, super strict, and he did not play around. Like if you went to his practice, you'd think it's a school.
Yeah.
Like strictly school.
Yeah.
But this is why their kids were like at one point number one team in the United States.
Yeah.
Because he's really good at his job.
Yeah.
For someone that didn't actually play that much volleyball.
Oh really?
Yeah, because a lot of the times you see a lot of the best coaches weren't even the best players at one point.
Yeah,
It's
because
just because they gain all
they
this experience.
see like you could. Like, I always say this: you could learn more about volleyball watching it than
Exactly.
actually playing it. Because when you're playing it,
That's a fact.
when you're playing it, you have such a tunnel vision on what you're supposed to be doing. You have one job on the court. There's 6 people, and you have to handle your own job.
Right.
But when you're on the outside watching, you could see all the little nuances and how the job works together. Because it's related to like cogs, right?
Right.
Where like if a machine is working, all the cogs work together.
Yeah.
And seeing if just one person out of rhythm can
Literally
fuck up the whole thing.
change the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then volleyball is one of those sports that it's very team oriented.
Yes.
So if you're like an independent athlete that comes from like track and stuff like that, it's like it's gonna be really hard to build this chemistry with this team. But once you build it, you're gonna realize that we've lost against some teams that you'd expect like, oh, those are just Passover teams, but they're like so dedicated and
I always say you could beat an average team with really good synergy can beat an Olympic team that has no synergy.
Million times, bro. 100% agree with that. And it's seen it through all the sports that I've been playing that I played. I've never seen that how do you explain it? That idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gone down. It's always been the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
willpower goes a long way.
There's so many other questions I want to get into, but I think I'm going to save it for the next time you're on.
Okay.
Just because I know you have a time limit. I want to get you out of here.
You're good.
I'll go with the last question for this is you brought something for the shelf.
Oh, right.
And so you were mentioning this earlier on like something people don't because I'm guessing it's an amp.
Yeah, it's an amp.
Yeah. You're saying that's something that nobody knows about you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You
So
play guitar.
Electric guitar. Yeah.
So for what he brought for the shelf is one of your amps?
One of my amps. Yeah,
okay.
It's a Black Star amp. It's a Black Star amp that I bought with the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been playing the guitar?
I'm fairly new to it.
Okay.
I'd say like I'm about like 8 months in now. But I've played acoustic before that. So I started acoustic and when I was in my sophomore year, I started playing with acoustic. I sucked. Booty. Like I couldn't even play
Well, I mean everybody starts from somewhere,
right?
You know?
Right. And
I mean if you could like honestly play a full chord right when you like it's like you're a prodigy. But
yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no, it was
You got to start from somewhere.
right? And the thing is that I bought a guitar because I didn't know that there was other guitars. Yeah, so it was like acoustic was like, oh, I can play this song with this. You know what I mean? And then I realized like, oh, none of the music I like comes with a guitar. Like some songs, yeah, but and I was like, I lost my motivation, and that's the thing. When you get into an instrument, you have to have motivation.
Yeah,
you can't just go into it because it's like, oh, you see your friends doing it and stuff like that. Because that was my mistake, and it was a bad investment financially, especially around the time that I bought it. Because this is when we were doing the whole migrating situation. I worked a little bit with my uncle just to buy a little thing, but I ended up leaving it like on the floor. 80% of the time, I'd get home, I just back to bed. And and then from there I was like, I give up. It's too hard. It's too hard. And for like about a year I didn't play it like at all. And then I started getting back into it because I was like, okay, like I keep hearing these songs and I'm just like, oh man, it's so interesting. Yeah, sounds so nice. And I'm just like, I wish I could play it. You know what I mean? Because I love music. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like in my car, like if you ask me any of my friends when they're in the car with me, I'm always blasting my music. Like I love to hear your conversation, but right now it's time for me. Bye, Bob. But and then I got into a lot of them. I listened to a lot of metal. Not like crazy metal. That sounds like
no. There's like, different types of metal. There's like death metal. There's hard metal. There's so many types. So a lot of people when they hear metal, it's just like you know. But then there are like good. Like I don't want to say there's bad music. Right. It's just about your vibe. Right. You know, what's your vibe?
Exactly. And I was really into like the blues and stuff like that. And it was crazy because, like, when I started seeing, like, the people that I was listening to and stuff like that, a lot of the influences was based off the blues and classic rock. Yeah. So going into that, it was really interesting for me. And it gave me another hobby to do because I was injured for a while. Yeah. Right? So
you had to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't just not do anything. And then I bought that electric guitar. I started practicing it, and oh my gosh, I was like, oh, this is what I was missing out on those years. Yeah.
All right. So we have that was the last of the interview questions, but I want to wind it down with just a little bit of hard hitting questions.
Go for it.
So this is stuff that I always ask if you've heard the podcast before.
Yes, of course.
So I want to know, what is your definition of success?
Okay, well, definition of success for me would be it's there's a word for it. But it's my definition of success is basically that you're doing the things that you want to do in life without even realizing it at this point. You're so into what you're doing already. You don't even like, oh, I wanted to be this so bad. Now I'm doing it, and it's like I'm just doing it like on a daily basis now. So if, like I guess it would say my definition of success would be building like comfort and in the growth process, building comfort in the growth process. Because once you grown comfortable with like, oh, okay, well I'm not a stranger to new things happening in my life. In order for me to get to that point in life, you're just doing it all the time naturally. And then like behind the scenes, all the things that you wanted to do in life are just happening because, well, now you're in the zone, basically, like tunnel vision. And now you're succeeding in life and stuff like that without even realizing it no more. You're not putting all this mind and thought into it because now you're doing it, throughout the way. So I'd say comfort in what you do is what is the key to success.
Okay. And I think you kind of mentioned a little bit about this, but you have enough money to do what you love. What is your profession?
I want to open my own restaurant. Yeah. Big time. Like I'd say Farmer Boys, like thank you to Farmer Boys for showing me how things should be ran, because it just I learned a lot from them, and then from my uncle also, from his perspective as well. He taught me how to open, like he owned his own business. Yeah. He made all this money. He can retire at any time, even though he's illegal. Now he can go back to his house comfortable with all this racks of money that he has, and that foundation was built off of that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm listening, I'm learning. Yeah. I'll be quiet. I'll listen to what you have to show me and stuff like that. I won't say a word. I won't even question what you're doing. I'm just gonna do it because you're showing me how to do it. I'll question it once I understand it better. And basically, I'm gonna be a worker for now, but I eventually wanted to get to the point where I get to teach these workers now, and I get to I don't have to listen to nobody no more, because now I can show you guys
Yeah.
my years worth of experience. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd say give it like 5-6 more years. I guarantee you, I'm gonna probably start running things myself already. That's my goal.
Now, what's gonna be on your menu?
That's what I'm processing right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right. So you're
that's why-
learning everything and what you want to cook, what
Exactly.
you like to cook,
exactly.
stuff like that. Okay.
So when I was at Farmer Boys, I could have stayed at Farmer Boys. I could have kept making more money there
Yeah.
with them. They were giving me a lot of opportunity, thankfully. But I was like, okay, I only know how to make food here.
yeah.
I don't know how to make certain kind of meats yet.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. Why don't I try somewhere else?
Yeah.
Right. My friend recommended it to me. Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll do it. And it was like a whole new like type of food, barbecue food.
Yeah.
Which is really popular, especially because a lot of the bars and stuff like that, they serve stuff like that. So when our USA, California is very sport oriented when it comes to football, American football, and like basketball and stuff like that. So it brings in a lot of customers,
Yeah.
a lot of clientele.
And I feel like that the food industry is something, especially if you want to open your own,
Right.
where you have to be very versatile in what you do.
Exactly.
So basically, learning all the aspects of cooking and different types of foods will help you in the future.
Exactly, and that's why
So-
I thought, like, hey, I got to learn something new, and I have like a mixture of Mexican food, a mixture of American food, obviously from Farmer Boys, and now I have more American food that's based off of like Nashville, Louisiana, and stuff like that. So,
the country,
I have
southern.
like 3 different things going in so far in terms of knowledge. I do plan on branching out of Smoke and Fire
Okay.
for the sake of like, okay, this is more of an educational type of job. Like they're paying me good,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. But the next job that I'm gonna go to, it's gonna be for a different kind of food. And working in different restaurants has taught me a lot, because I get to see how different things are ran and
Yeah.
what I think works and what I think doesn't work. Because I can tell you there's a lot of things that Smoke and Fire does better than Farmer Boys, and there's a lot of things that Farmer Boys does better than Smoke and Fire.
Ah, okay.
So with that aspect in mind, it's like, okay, I gotta see what I think is gonna work
Yeah,
for what I
for
would
you,
do.
yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, the next time you're on the show, we're gonna, because I have a lot more questions for you, but I do want to also talk about something like you like to watch. So, do you have a movie recommendation or a show recommendation?
So movie John Wick. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
First one or second one?
All of them, man.
There's 3 of them.
There's
right?
3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which one do you want to discuss?
Oh man. Well,
because we could go
yeah.
1, 2, 3, like, because I plan to have you back.
Oh yeah.
So we could go the first one.
I'll start first one.
Okay, first one? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say John Wick the first one.
First one, yeah.
Man, that one's really good.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So we'll save more of this discussion for next time. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. All right, welcome back. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and go to your questions for me.
All right,
for a little bit.
cool.
So
Yes. Got that.
yeah, I'll go ahead and play you in. Do you have like a name for your podcast?
Ooh, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not that creative. I'm
So-
not as creative as you are. You got the thinking process of a genius. Let me see.
I'll go ahead and play you in when you're ready.
Sounds good.
You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here you go. Get your questions out because it's time to question Mark.
All right, you ready, Mark?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. All right. So, first question: what is the greatest achievement you've accomplished up to this point in your life?
May is pointing at herself,
Oh.
but I don't see women as conquests. So,
No, your life with me.
right now, I think my greatest achievement at the moment would probably be the people the friends I've made. You know?
That's huge.
It's so tough to know who's actually real and fake, you know?
Amen.
And I
Lord.
feel a lot of the people that I've formed this team with. I don't
Yeah.
want to say the team yet, but
Right,
the team
right.
we have going
Right,
on,
right, yeah.
just because it's still in the works.
Right.
I feel like they're genuine people.
Right.
You know?
I agree 100%.
And I
feel
feel
you
it's.
guys if you guys are watching this.
You forgot your daughter.
I don't see people as conquest, so. But I just feel it's something that we can develop from, and I always see things as it's not, or this is just for right now.
Right, right.
I think this is something that we can develop into something bigger in the future, right?
Literally, yeah.
So it
100%
doesn't
agree,
end with us. I
It
mean,
doesn't.
it could be like I'm playing setter for you guys at the moment, but I see myself being replaced and having somebody, better in the future, and just me watching from behind the scenes,
Oh,
because
right.
I feel like this is something, like I said, I'm older than you guys,
Right.
so I'm probably going to be the first one to go. But it's something that I want to see us excel in,
Right.
and
right.
I want to do things as a group. So I think, like I said, the people around me are probably the greatest accomplishment I've experienced.
agree with that full-heartedly because, connections through everything too as well on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So, second question.
Yes.
All right. What was your biggest fear going into adulthood?
What? I don't know why May's pointing at herself again. So greatest fear, I think it's knowing that, you do have that support system,
Oh, right.
but you have to go at it by yourself. It's especially as men,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of, this is kind of like a traditional way to look at
Right.
something, is that you're supposed to be the one to lead,
Right.
but that doesn't mean you lead as a dictatorship, right?
No, that's 100%.
That's what a lot of people kind of misconstrue about having traditional views, that the man is the end, he ends the conversation, it's him. No. You can lead while being collaborative.
Oh,
yeah,
you don't want to be at a power trip. That's
Yeah,
super toxic.
a relationship is meant to have the woman, traditionally,
Right.
is to have the woman and the man work together.
Right. Exactly.
And it's not basically how do you put it, where it's like the man says everything. It's the woman is basically, they come to an agreement,
Right.
and he's basically the spokesperson.
Right.
Because how I see it is how your significant other acts reflects on you, and how you act reflects on your significant other. So it's just like that was the scariest thing,
Mm-hmm.
is basically being that spokesperson.
Right.
And it's gonna all come down to you.
To you. Right.
So
Great. That's great. That's a great answer. All right. So let's see. All right. So this is a controversial question.
okay.
Okay. So with the current events and tragedies occurring all over the U.S. right now, do you think we should get rid of all guns or keep them?
That is tough. I mean, let me go. I'll go both ways on this. Where say if we get rid of all guns,
Right.
how are we supposed to protect ourselves from
Right.
the government?
Right.
The Second Amendment was put in place for us to be able to protect ourselves.
Right.
Other than that, it's like, I think we just need a better way of policing things.
Right. Agree.
Because I think the system has already failed on how we can obtain firearms.
100% agree with that.
It's just, there's no correct solution to it. It's going to have to be so intricate, in the sense of they would have to go into homes and make sure, like, okay, who has firearms?
Who has firearms? Yeah.
But that's our, our homes are our space,
Right.
so they can't do that. So it's kind of hard. We're kind of
yeah.
we're kind of at a loss already.
Yeah.
Where we don't know who has firearms
At this point, yeah, it's like you can, yeah, like even though we have that system, the whole gun system and stuff like that, it's really hard to pinpoint who exactly has a gun, because it's like the recent one, the Texas one. How the hell did that kid get a gun?
Yeah,
It's like things like that. It's like it makes things like this super hard to answer. You know what
I mean, if you can rewind time and put a system in place, yeah, you could do something like that. But there's no way to do it now. You know, it's like, say you put a stringent rule into effect that says, oh, okay, you have to go through this, you have to go through this to buy a firearm, right? What about every firearm sold already?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so there's really no way to fix it. It's just like, you know, you have to take. I saw this thing where this guy was saying a way to fix it, you know, to protect schools, is basically
get the teachers,
give the teachers an option, to carry, right? Because a lot of these attacks are planned attacks, right?
Very planned.
So with the security that they offer at schools, the person that's planning the attack knows that the security is the only one that has guns at the moment, right? So bam, take them out.
Yeah.
Right? First step. Right there. If you give the teachers options, right? They don't have to take the option to carry, but right there, it actually it can't be planned because then it's like there's a lot of variables. Does this teacher carry or not? Then that takes the planning out of the attack. Now so
you're a risk.
Now everything's a risk. So then they wouldn't do it. It would. Well, I'm not saying they wouldn't do it. It's just more.
Things could be stopped here.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be basically they have to. I don't know. I don't want to say they have to get smarter. I just like it would have them not do it more often. You know, because. And that's his idea, and you know it's a good idea. I'm just like, it's hard to think of one way to fix everything.
Oh, no.
There's no bandage that could fix all, because right now, like I said, there's no way to police. Yeah.
All right, it's great. It's controversial ones are always a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
And like my final question for you, Mark, would be, if you got the chance to spend a day with your favorite actor, who would you spend it with?
Ooh. All right, so this is actually also controversial.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I would have probably said Will Smith.
Oh.
But you know, right now that's a huge slap in the face.
Yeah.
We don't have a reaction person. She's on her phone. But right.
You don't have.
I
don't have buttons for that. I'm listening to you.
So at the moment, I would probably say
Me.
Joe Rogan.
Oh,
just because he has one of the biggest platforms for podcasts. I think, you know, just talking with him would be amazing.
Oh no, man, that's I would say the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, just because he I don't want to say he's not the smartest guy, but he's such an open person that he's willing to learn everything, and he's talked to so many people that he's learned from. So I would want to like just pick his brain on stuff on anything. You know?
No, and then on top of that, it's like all the psychedelic stuff going on.
Yeah,
too. It's crazy because you'd see some people that you'd say is controversial on his show, and it's like, why would you do that? And that's exactly why he's on top, because he did that.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
And he's willing to learn from people, and he's not debating them. You know, he's basically like, okay, what's your stand on this? And it's like, I accept your stand. I'm not going to go against your stand. I just have my own beliefs. You know, so he's not always trying to fight somebody about or change their mind. He's just like, he wants to learn their side.
Right, and he wants to know why they're so into
it. Exactly. So it's just, I think he'd be a great person to talk. I just like, I'd feel so inadequate on the, you know, in the people that he talks to on a daily basis. I'm just like, what can I offer?
Right.
You know, that you can't get 10 times better from somebody else. So that's the only thing. But yeah, Probably Joe Rogan.
I would say the same thing, man. I agree 100%. Yeah, well, that's the last question. I
All
have
right.
already.
Well, on that note, we'll go ahead into the question of the week.
All right. Let's get it.
So it's a really quick question.
Okay.
What should they teach in high school, but don't?
Wealth management, I'd say, is the hugest thing, and that's one of the biggest things that when I was in business. See, here's the thing: there's programs that exist out there in high schools that do teach you how to run income, how to pay bills, how to do your taxes and stuff like that. But crazy thing is that you'd be surprised how many 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds that I've seen that come out after high school. They do not know how to.
Yeah, they don't know how to put it into practice.
Anything.
Yeah,
and I think that's a huge thing because now the thing is that you have all these people that don't know what they're doing in terms of like voting and like how to manage their income, and you see all this reckless spending on things that they don't need and stuff like that. And it's like in the current society that we live in right now, keeping your money, learning how to save is one of the hugest things. And when I was in high school and growing up and seeing all the people that I've been around, I'm like, man, how do you not know how to do this yet? You know what I mean? And it's like probably one of the biggest things because just people are just reckless, and a lot of the teenagers think like they have everything. You know what I mean? It's
and I think you see that a lot from athletes that go straight into pros, where they get their check and then they got to continue playing because they already spent everything.
Right, exactly.
So it's crazy that they don't offer something like that where it's like, hey, make sure you set aside this percentage for this and that percentage for that. So that they get however many millions of dollars and poof, gone.
Right. It's like like I said, there's like programs out there in high schools that do this. Like the Mobile had this, but
it should be basic.
It should be like a class.
Yeah, it should be something you need to take.
Exactly. We have electives like theater that exists, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. You want to be an actor and all that stuff. Okay, that can help you out in the future if you decide to pursue it, right? But what is acting going to show you about taxes or how to pay this or how to do that? You don't even know what a mortgage is.
Yeah,
yet.
exactly.
And it's like, man, what the hell?
And it's so funny. Like I go back to the athletes where it's like you're probably used to living off $40,000 a day from your parents, and then how does $20 million just
go
disappear? Right? It's not only living in your means because they have the means to live lavish lives,
right?
But learn to do that, responsibly. It's kind of crazy giving a 20-year-old $20 million and be like, live your life,
right?
It's just like you're make sure you know how to invest that into yourself.
Exactly.
So,
and that's probably the biggest thing I'd want to incorporate into schools.
Yeah. I think, this kind of goes back. Another one that goes back to another podcast we talked about was stress management.
Oh, huge. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, I'd say, I'm not saying I'm the oldest, I'm old head or anything like that, but I'd seen depression has gotten quite popular. And that's not even a understatement because it really is popular now, and it's like some people do it for the wrong reasons, and it's like this thing called self-diagnosing that is going on. It's making things.
Yo, I freaking hate people that do that.
It's like, yeah, bro. No, go check yourself out. Get help. You know what I mean? Literally.
But it's crazy that people aren't taught that. It's just like, hey.
Crazy, I know.
Find a way to deal with your stress because that can kill you.
Oh, literally, dude. And I had some things in the past as well. Some deep things we can probably talk about on the next one. For sure, because it's a lot. It's just interesting stuff as well. But that's 100% agree with that. That's like with all the things that are going on now, and I can say a lot of the millennials have it harder now. Yeah. Because we got inflation, we're literally so close to another depression. Yeah. That's crazy. But I mean, it's like family divorces have gone up off the roof. If you tell me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think those things should be added. I mean, there's so many more things, but that's the top of the thing for me.
Yeah, dude. 100% agree with that one.
So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and go into your TikTok challenge for me.
Oh snap!
So
okay, so I don't use TikTok, but May, if you have any that you want to see Mark do, you can let me know. Give me some recommendations. Because
To be honest with you, so I'm on TikTok like all the time.
okay,
But-
shoot one.
I mainly watch food stuff. I don't actually watch any
okay.
the stuff.
Going into because you're a chef.
Right.
Let's go into is there something you'd want me to make?
Oh, okay. There you go. That's a good one.
He can-
That's a good one.
You
I
can
don't
put-
cook, so you'd have to actually like
So there's this thing that I've been seeing go around. It's like a egg omelet, basically. It's basically like a little banana, right? And they just split it open, and the yolk just explodes on top of
the
it.
almond rice.
Almond rice.
Yes,
that
okay.
looks amazing. I love to see.
I've been
that
trying to
made.
perfect that for like the last year.
Tried it. Bro.
I'm so close.
I agree.
I'm
100%
so
agree.
close.
So-
The trick is chopsticks.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay, so
The trick is
I have to
chopsticks.
do an almond rice attempt.
Please, because
Okay.
I want to see it live. You know what I mean? I want to see. 'Cause
My
I
fried
tried
rice
it.
is on point already. It's just
It's
my
still the-
it's just my egg
No.
because it's all about the technique with the
Okay, so-
chopstick and the heat.
In terms of rice, how much water do you put in the thing? Because I put like
Well, we use rice cooker.
I
Yeah.
use like an inch.
So
Yeah,
the Asian way is to use like your ring finger.
Your ring
Oh
finger.
yeah, that's what, yeah, that's what I learned.
Yeah, this
'cause
one.
We actually had Filipinos live with us for a while,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, the food was
That's
so
your key. It's your ring finger,
Yeah.
and it has to reach the first line.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so funny. It's just
Thank
like, it
you.
doesn't matter if it's a female's hand, if it's a kid's hand.
It
It's
works. It works. All the love fills in for that gap right there. No, but yeah, I'd love to see that be made.
Okay.
That's definitely something that
So, I
I've seen
will-
on TikTok. That like TikTok will show up on YouTube occasionally.
Yeah.
So I can't say you can't avoid TikTok at
Yeah.
this point. If you have any sort of media, TikTok's on there. But yeah, that's something I would love
Okay,
to see.
I will attempt that.
Cool.
He's gonna make me do it.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and take another quick break.
Cool.
All right, and we're back. And as we wind things down, I'd like to start to end this with an inspirational quote of the week. And this one comes from Guy Fieri.
Oh, love that guy.
His quote is, "Cooking is all about people. Food is maybe the only thing that really has the power to bring everyone together. No matter what culture, everywhere around the world, people eat together."
And that's a fact.
And I mean, who doesn't love to eat? You know,
Exactly. You got to eat. So love it.
yeah, exactly. You might as well.
Yeah.
So on that note, do you have any shout outs do you want to give out?
Not really, man. To be honest with you, like my circle of friends is short. I'm glad I'm with you guys now. It's crazy, and it's like crazy how we all met up and stuff like that. It was
See, that's
the
something
progression.
we'll talk about next
Yeah,
time.
But definitely, well, I know my brother's probably watching this right now.
Okay.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday. Woo!
Yeah, we're and stay. You know, you're about to turn 18, so you know,
Ding.
learn to be a
Alright.
big boy.
Well, all right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Of course, man. Thank
I-
you for inviting me, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to,
Amazing.
like I said, there's so many more questions I had. I just, we couldn't fit it into the little time we have.
Right.
So I can't wait for our next one.
Okay.
So thank
Yeah.
you again. Thank everybody else thank you guys
you
for
guys for
watching or
watching,
listening. I appreciate you all, and especially in these times, I'm wishing everybody peace, love, and sanity.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. 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 yeah.